Once upon a time, in the blessed land of Canaanland, where the great chapel stands tall like a mountain of faith and the morning bell calls every soul to prayer, there was a university built on holy ground. They called it Covenant, a place where rules were written in stone, where girls wore only skirts, where love was guarded by eagle-eyed potters, and where every student swore to walk in light. But even in the brightest garden, my children, a single shadow can hide a serpent. In the year 2018, when the Harmattan wind carried whispers from the lagoon, freshers entered Peter Hall Female Hostel with their hearts full of dreams and their boxes full of new wrappers. The hostel was beautiful. White tiles that shone like heaven's floor, constant NEPA light, air conditioners humming softly, and security men at every corner like angels with torches. But the woman in charge, Madame Grace, Madame G, was no ordinary potter. Tall like an Iroko, always dressed in flowing skirts and spotless head ties, her smile was sweet like ripe mango, but her eyes held something old, something that did not belong in a place of worship. Madame G had a private room at the very end of the longest corridor. 3 heavy padlocks guarded that door. No student had ever crossed its threshold. Yet, strange things began to happen. It started with Blessing, a soft-spoken girl from Delta with eyes like morning dew. One week she was praying for school fees. The next, she carried an iPhone X Max and wore Brazilian hair that flowed like a river. Her roommates whispered, "Blessing, who blessed you?" She only smiled and said, "Madame G is a mother in Israel. She helps those who believe." Then Chioma from Imo, quiet and prayerful, suddenly bought a MacBook Pro and designer bags. Esther from Ogun, Fumi from Lagos, one by one, 7 beautiful girls began to shine brighter than stars. Their skin glowed, their clothes changed, money flowed like water from a broken dam. At night, when lights went out at 10 p.m. sharp, these 7 would slip from their rooms like shadows. Their bunkmates thought they went for night vigil or extra fellowship. But one curious soul, Sister Temi, decided to follow. Tiptoeing in the darkness, heart beating like talking drum, Temi watched as the 7 girls knocked softly on Madame G's locked door. It opened just enough for red light to spill out, like fresh palm wine, thick and dark. Low chanting floated into the corridor, voices rising and falling in a language older than the chapel itself. Temi fled back to her room, trembling, and poured anointing oil round her bed till morning. She told her fellowship leader. He laughed. "This is Covenant, daughter. The devil cannot enter here." But Temi did not laugh. She watched as the 7 girls grew thinner, their eyes red from sleepless nights, yet their wealth kept growing. One even bought a car that waited outside the gate for weekend exit. Then the vanishing began. Blessing first. Bed empty. Locker cleared. No goodbye. Madame G announced calmly in hall meeting. She has gone home. Family emergency. Chioma next. Then Esther. Parents called. School said voluntary withdrawal. By the 7th disappearance, fear gripped Peter Hall like a cold hand. Girls prayed in tongues till dawn. Some packed their bags and begged transfer. Sister Mercy, a bold final year from a winner's family, could bear it no longer. She marched to Madame G and asked, "Ma, where are my sisters?" Madame G looked at her with those ancient eyes and replied softly, "My child, some choose the wide road that looks easy. Riches of this world come with a price. Pray for them." That night, Sister Mercy did not sleep. Armed with faith and her small phone, she crept to Madame G's door. The chanting was louder now, deep, rhythmic, like waves pulling something under. She recorded everything, heart pounding. At 3 a.m., she ran to the chaplain, played the recording. The chaplain's face turned ash. He called the dean of students. The dean called the vice-chancellor, and before the morning bell rang, security broke down the 3-padlock door. Inside was horror no child of God should see. The room was bare, except for a small shrine in the center. 7 photographs tied with red cloth, 7 names written in fresh blood, 7 candles burning low, and on the wall in charcoal, the words, "Paid in full." Madam Grace was gone, vanished like smoke, no trace at the gate, no record of exit. Peter Hall was shut down for urgent renovation, and the remaining girls scattered to other hostels. But this is where the story turns from darkness to light. The university did not hide. They called a 7-day fasting and prayer. The bishop himself came. Pastors, prophets, and intercessors stormed the hostel in warfare prayer. They broke every curse, anointed every corner, sang until the heavens opened. And in that holy fire, something shifted. Years later, in 2023, a girl from Peter Hall, now reopened and renamed, won the national beauty pageant Clean and Righteous. Another became the best graduating student with first-class honors. Covenant girls began to rise again, not by blood money, but by the true blessing that comes from above. And the elders say, Madam G was real. The shrine was real. The danger was real. But greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. The enemy tried to turn a house of God into a house of sacrifice, but prayer scattered his plans. So, my children, when you enter any university, whether Covenant or elsewhere, remember this tale from Canaanland. True wealth comes slow, but it lasts forever. Shortcut money carries chains you cannot see. And no matter how dark the night, morning will come if you stand in the light. Guard your faith. Choose your friends wisely. And when temptation knocks wearing a familiar face, remember the 7 who paid with their names. This is the folktale of Madam G and the price of forbidden blessing. May it teach you wisdom, may it keep you safe, and may the God of Covenant keep watching over you all the days of your life. Thank you for listening to this African folktale from the heart of Nigeria. If it blessed you, taught you, or made you think twice about quick money, please like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more true campus folktales that carry lessons from our ancestors and our faith. Until next time, we tell the story of the lagoon that tests true love on Valentine night. Until then, walk in light, my brothers and sisters. Stay blessed and stay safe. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Bye.